to the Lululoves Crochet Podcast, episode 29. My name is Emma and this is my podcast all about crochet and crafts and books and anything else I fancy having a chat about. I hope you're all well. It's just very strange times that we are in at the moment. I can't even, begin to explain how we're feeling. I think everyone is kind of shocked and worried, and we're just trying to stay calm and stay at home and, do what we're told for a change. And we're just very grateful that we're all here together now. Kyra's back from uni, and that we've got people, all those key workers that are willing to go to work and make sure that everyone else is looked after, really. They're doing amazing jobs. I think every time I hear anything about it, I just want to cry. So, yes. So I hope you're all doing well and you're managing to stay calm. And so I think I haven't been able to podcast, mainly because I've been so distracted. I only finished work on Saturday actually. But I'm going to try and just take this time regularly to sit down and, talk about the things that I enjoy, and I guess you enjoy if you're here, which is crochet and reading, and take this time to just, zone out and really not to worry about anything and just talk to like-minded people about the things that we enjoy. So yes, that's what I've come up to do. I've come up to get away from everything. Everyone's been home learning, and Lulu and I did our first PE and with Joe Wicks on YouTube yesterday, and I'm still feeling the burn. So yes, we're just going to come and forget everything for a bit, and I will share with you some of the things I've been making. Like I said, my creativity has tanked the past month. It always does when I'm worried, but I have done a few things, and I have actually bought some new yarn, which I bought a couple of weeks ago, and a couple of new books as well, again, a couple of weeks ago now. So I thought I would just go through and share with you what I've been up to, and hope that this will take your mind off of everything that's going on around you. I'm just going to get started, and otherwise I will waffle on and make myself feel bad. The first and the only thing I have finished, and if you follow me on Instagram you would have seen this, I will put all the links into some show notes which will be on my blog, and I'll link it below. So the only thing I finished is Anne. This is Anne by I think it's amigurumi.com. I paid for pattern that I bought on Etsy. She is just beautiful. Now I saw Anne, I'll just keep her up front. I saw Anne on Whimsy Hen's Instagram about a year ago. She'd made one and I just absolutely adored her, and I put it into my saved items so that I could make her, and I got around to it a couple of weeks ago. I've used I think the cotton, it calls for cotton yarn. I think maybe DK, I'm not sure, I haven't got the pattern to hand. Oh, there it is. Yes, DK weight cotton yarn. I've used the Sheep Years Stonewashed DK weight yarn, just because I had absolutely loads of this left over, and I thought it would work really well. So there she is. The only other yarn I've used a bit of my hedgerow fibre yarns there. That was from one of the minis I showed you last time, had a bit left over, so I've made some flowers with that. This wasn't actually in the pattern, I've just added that. Like I said, Whimsy Hen had done a lovely headband of flowers on hers, so I took some inspiration from that. She had also added freckles to her Anne, and I have done the same. Little golden freckles. You can only see them when the light hits her, and I absolutely love that. I love her plaits. I love that her hat is wonky. and her little, you know, little overall dress, and her little brown shoes. She's just perfect, and she was absolutely what I needed at this time, really. You know, a lovely make, and you know, with this sort of project, you really have to focus as well, don't you? So I'm thinking I will be doing more of this type of crochet. I would be doing more crochet, I suppose mindful crochet, you know, crochet that I have to stop and think about, so that I can't be sort of infiltrated by all those other thoughts that seem to want to take over. So, and she was quick, and, you know, I just think she's adorable. So I really, really recommend that pattern. Really fabulous. Like I said, I'll put the link in the show notes. But I had really great fun with her. Oh, here she is. Oh, I'm really suffering from that PE lesson, I won't lie. I can really feel it. There we go. So I can show you the picture of the original. There we are. Isn't she lovely? So there, it's just called Anne with an E. So yes, she's the only thing I finished, and then I'll show you the squares. I think in the last episode I was talking about starting my very first mini project, and I had some mini skeins that I bought from Hedgerow Fibre Yarns. I'll check that and put that in the notes, actually. Can't remember. Anyway, I wound them all up and I've made them all into squares. So the only one I've got left is, I think they were 20 grams each. Got a little bit of that yellow left to make into squares. That's lovely. And I'll just show you, here we go. Just using I think I'm using a 3mm hook with these. Yes, I am. And then I'm going to add these into, I mean, I guess it would be considered a scrappy blanket, but it's not, because I'm not using scraps. I'm buying them for the blanket, because I was very envious of everyone else's scrappy projects, and I wanted to start one, but I don't, like I said, I don't buy a lot of hand-dyed yarn generally. But that is something that I'm trying to fix. So, here we go. So this is the green shade that I bought. I haven't sewn my ends in yet. If you've watched me long enough, you won't be surprised. I love that. And I don't know the shade names of these, because they came in like a set of 5. So whatever details I can find, I bought them through Etsy, so whatever details I can find, I will pop up. But I do really love that green colour. I'm just working a normal, this is just a normal granny square. I always work mine reversible, that's just the way I learnt, and I always find I get nice squares from it, so if it's not broke, don't fix it. This one, I think this one's probably my favourite. Look at those colours there. Beautiful, aren't they? I love that. There is some sort of greens in there as well. And then we had the pinky purpley one. This is the one I used for Anne's flowers for her hair. I had a little bit left over. Beautiful as well. And I'm managing to get, I think, about 4 squares out of each of my minis. And yeah, so that's not good. And the plan is to mix them with some nice neutral yarn. I'll find some 4-ply, just a plain, probably a cream or a white, and add to them. I mean, I'm not going to make these up, because my plan is to buy more minis eventually, and then, you know, spread them all out. So I'm not going to join them yet. I think that's it. And then these are the yellow ones worked up. I've got a little, I think I've probably got enough in there for another 1 or 2 yellows. So they're lovely. So I've got my pile of There they are, squares all made up there. Don't they look beautiful? I just love the colours. I mean, this is it with you just don't get colours like that anywhere else, do you? And I think that's what I'm attracted to, really. You know, that, and you get to support, don't you, small businesses when you buy the hand-dyed yarn. And I think probably at this time that's probably really important to do more so than ever. Anyway, so they are all in there, and I found some of these actually. Who was it? I think it was So Sweet Violet was using these stitch holders to keep her squares all together. I really liked that idea, so I've got a couple of those in there to pop them on when they get out of hand. So that's that. That's an ongoing project. Like I said, I've run out of minis now, so that will probably be it for a while for the pretty ones. But what I will start doing is maybe making up some of the neutrals to go with those. So I like that that's a long-term one. And, you know, it's the type of project, because it's granny squares, I can just do and watch telly, and, you know, it's lovely for relaxing, really. But I do find that if my mind is overly worried or anxious, I need something with a little bit more focus. I need to sort of be able to put everything into it. So oh, and the other project I've brought up here to show you, which should have been finished by now, really, but like I said, it's not, is this basket that I was making. This is from, I don't think I brought the other, but this was yarn that was sent to me by Love Crafts. This was the giant recycled t-shirt yarn from Paintbox. And let me pop it down because it's still attached. And I am making one of the patterns from the Love Crafts website. It's one of their free patterns. I think I was delayed in making it because I needed to find a bigger crochet hook, didn't I? I got this one. This is, I don't even know what brand this is. This is a 12mm. I just bought this one on Amazon. And I also bought, because the yarn recommends a 12 to 15mm crochet hook, and I think I had a 10 and a 20. This is a 15mm hook, and this one's by Prim, and I really enjoyed using this, but it was too big for the project, I found. So I'm using this one. This is, I don't know if that's a Knit Pro one or not, I can't remember. Anyway, I got them both off Amazon, but I really enjoyed using this Prim hook. So I did order a few more of those. I'll show you in a minute, actually. So yeah, this is the basket. This is how big we are so far. I've just started adding the bobbles. So I'm very close to finishing it now, actually. But actually, it's quite an arm workout working with this. I've never worked with this type of yarn before, and yeah, I thought it would be really quick. I mean, I'm sure it would, but I've just picked it up and popped it down. But I really love the effect. I mean, that just looks like something, I mean, I know it's not finished, obviously, but that looks like something you could buy in Next, or, you know, just somewhere like that. So I'm really impressed with the yarn. It's really soft. It's got a nice stretch to it as well. So I will do a full review of that for the blog when I finally get around to finishing it. But I think I would really like to make some sort of bath mats or something with this as well. I just think that would look so nice. So yes, I've been enjoying working on that, and I just do a few stitches whenever I feel like it, really. I'm actually working mine the wrong way, I think, because I preferred my stitches to be the right way. Oh, it's not. And I think in the pattern it was the other way it was showing. Anyway, let's pop that down. So that is everything I'm working on. I've got my We Are Knitters jumper on today that I made last year, late last year. It's perfect. I like the slightly shorter sleeves as well. So pleased to be able to wear that now. Although the sun's out today, would you believe it? Although someone said we were also forecast for snow at the weekend. I honestly don't know what's going on. So that's it. That's all the crochet I've bought to show you. I have well, I've got one other project. I'll show you this. This is a new book that I was sent by Anna Morris Soares. Oh, I only know her as Anna. Anna Moray Soares. I think that's how you say it. Cozy crochet blankets to snuggle under. Well, I'm sorry, that's just won me over there, just with that title alone. So this is another book published by Tuva, who are also working on my book at the moment, which, if you've pre-ordered, I was told it would be ready by the end of March, but I guess with everything that's happening, they are behind. But they're still working on it, I know, because I'm still receiving emails. So I will let you know as soon as that's available. Hopefully not too much longer. Anyway, this is Anna's book, and it is stunning. And she messaged and asked if I would like to be part of the book tour. Of course, yes, absolutely. Even though I am the world's worst blanket maker. Look at this here. I mean, just beautiful. Really, really, really stunning patterns in this book. Yeah, absolutely in love with it. Anyway, so I have started a project from this book. There are several that really... Now, I won't be making a blanket. We all know that I'm terrible at making blankets. I'm not even going to pretend. But what I am going to do is take one of these patterns and see how far I go with it. I may make a blanket, a lap blanket, if I feel I can. I mean, I do have lots of extra time at the moment. Or I may make some cushions. So I've gone through and had a look. And this is the blanket that I really, really wanted to try. This one's called Painting the Woods. There we go. And I loved it. It's just got that log cabin kind of vibe. There we go. Oh, look at that. I just think that's just amazing, really. So I'm going to have a go at that. It's a very easy stitch. I've started making them, actually. I just think that would look so nice. Anyway, I'm going to work mine in. So I'm going to do all the centres white, because you know me. And then I'm going to experiment with some colours for these edgings. So I'm really excited. I think I'm really excited. I've had a little go. Where are they? Here they are. There we go. Here's my inner panels. And I think you are supposed to make these all in once. What I've done is I've just left a long tail for joining, because I wasn't sure what colours I was going to put around them. And that's like a seed stitch almost, isn't it? So I've got a couple of those made up. And then this yarn is this Merino Blend Superwash Wool, Anti-Tickle. It's King Cole. I feel like it has got a little bit of an itch to it. I'm not going to lie to you. How much wool is it? It's 100% pure new wool, so probably not the best if you are a little bit intolerant, because even though it says it's anti-itch, it does. I feel it, and I am quite sensitive to it. So anyway, I think it would be perfectly fine for a blanket. It'd be lovely and warm, but it does feel quite woolly. But it knits up. It's not furry or anything really. It's crocheted up. You can see the stitch definition. So I'm really happy with the way they're working up. So I've got a couple of those over there in this. I don't know what shade that was actually. It's got a nice wool smell. Well, shade 1, white. So that's what I'm going for the middle. I've got this. I've also got a couple of the walnut. So I'll be using those. I'm sorry if you can hear jumping and things. I'm not sure what's going on downstairs. Just go with it. And I think my turn for the book tour is, I think the book tour starts in April. So I'll let you know. Let you know more. So really pleased to have that, and I was really honoured to be asked. I always enjoy a crochet book, as you know. I definitely would have bought it anyway. And then what else have I got to show you? I've got some new wool. So earlier this month I went on the hunt for some more hand-dyed yarn. This is DK, not for my minis. I really wanted to try some, and I haven't bought any yarn for a long time now. So I did buy 3 skeins of hand-dyed yarn, and I really wanted to support, if I could, local makers. And this yarn is all from Biff Sugar Yarns, and I believe she's based in Salisbury, which is Wiltshire, where I'm based. So I was really pleased, and also I added one to my cart, and then I was looking through and I kept going back because the colours were just what I was looking for. So this, I don't know, oh, this one is Florence. Look at that. Oh, goodness me. This is a superwash merino. Look at that. Beautiful, really beautiful. So that was the first one I picked out. I really love those sort of peachy pinks and the rust running through that. Love that. And then the second one I picked out, and I actually had already seen this. I think I might have even had one in my basket. Yeah, this is Nampara, and obviously anything relating to pole dart gets my vote, but there we go. Oh, now that's what you call purple. This is why I love purple, for these reasons. I think it can be quite a tricky shade for people to work with, but actually look at it. Look at that. That just reminds me of the wild heather and the... Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? So I'm really, really pleased with that. And I was tempted. I think she had a couple of these. Hang on a minute. Sorry. So, I don't know what they're doing. So, yes, so that's Nampara. That's lovely. She had a couple of those left, but I couldn't justify buying any more. But I may even use some of these in the blanket. We'll see. They all look so lovely together. That's why I feel like now that I've bought them, I need to keep them together. And this last one is Beatrix. And that again is beautiful. Look at that. Aren't they lovely? That just reminds me of ice cream, really. So those are the 3 yarns I've got. Like I said, I may put them into the... I might try them with my blanket, but they definitely need to stay together, I think. I think they're beautiful together, actually. I feel like maybe a yellow would be nice in there as well. Anyway, so that was my treat really for last month. Don't think I'll be buying any new yarn for a while, but I really will enjoy working with that. And then the last thing I got was a set of crochet hooks, and these are from Prim, and I had a voucher. I had an Amazon voucher that I hadn't spent, and I was really impressed with this Prim hook, and I don't normally like plastic hooks, so I bought this set on they're called Prim Ergonomics, and it comes with a 3.5, a 4, a 4.5, a 5 and a 6mm. But again, I was just so drawn to them. Look at them, they look beautiful. I haven't even opened them actually. I thought I would show you first. So they're plastic, but that large one I felt like worked really well. Let's go on out and have a look. What I like about them is the, you know, sometimes with plastic hooks, the neck and it's not very, doesn't feel very sharp. But these do. I don't even know if you can see. They don't feel blunt. They feel, that feels really nice, and I really like the shape of them. And this one, that's a 4.5mm, and there's something about that's just really, really appealing to me. So like I said, I've only had a quick play with the larger one really, but I was so impressed with it that I grabbed these with my voucher. I'll do some work with them and see, let you know if I change my mind, but so far I'm really impressed. Yeah, optimised hook. I feel like that's sometimes what makes plastic hooks a bit bad to work with. They just feel dull to me and like you can't get them through. So anyway, also really nice gift if you know someone after, you know, some new hooks. So I bought those with my voucher. Put those there. And then lastly, I've got the new, lastly I've got the new yarn magazine from Shipyers. There we go. I buy this one every time it comes out because the patterns are always amazing. But this month I particularly love, well, I like them all to be honest with you. But I did see this on Instagram. And there we go. It's the Inner Goddess Cushion by Esme Crick, who is Red Sparrow on Instagram. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? It doesn't even look like crochet, does it? There's two of them there, look. It's beautiful. So I really, really love that. I'm not sure if I've got the yarn or things to make it, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I want to make it. So that may be next on the list. I am, like I said, just focusing on making things that just give me joy and that I really want to make. So I am revisiting all those patterns that I've saved up in my Ravelry library, pages that I've saved on Instagram, ones I've marked in magazines. So I think I'm just going to really, really yeah, spend time making things that I really want to make, that make me happy, and not worry about anything else. So another book that I got, and again, this is going back when everything was open, probably back in February. I found this we went to, we were at a National Trust property actually. I think it might have been Laycock, and they've got a second-hand bookstore. It's the cutest thing. And I found this in there. So this is Crochet Sweaters, and I don't have this one. And I think I paid about £2 for it. I really, really love it as well. What time are we on? Just some great, there's a little filet blouse there. I think that's really pretty. But some great projects in here actually. And actually quite a few that I would wear. There's a bobbles and stripes look. We all know I love a bobble. Can you see that was the light? There we go. The light's leaving us a bit now. I left it sort of till later in the day to film because I thought the children might need me. But yeah, some really, really nice projects in here. I mean, you know, obviously they're quite dated, but I definitely, I love this one as well. I think I've even used that stitch pattern before for in another project. I think I made a pillow with that. Where did I see that? Anyway, I really like that as well. So yes, I'm really happy to have that to add my collection. And you know, maybe I'll even get time to make something from it now. So that is it. That is everything, I think. Yes, so I'll just quickly go through some books. So I'm still reading my Miss Austen. I'm halfway through that, really enjoying that one. And I managed to get hold of the other Megan Miranda one I wanted to read, All the Missing Girls. So I'm enjoying that one as well. Not as much as the other one that I read, but I am enjoying that. And then I found this in the charity shop also. This one's called The Road to Yesterday by Ellen Montgomery. She, the author of the Anna Green Gables books. It's £1.50. And apparently, I wasn't really aware of this book, but apparently it's 14 short stories based based on the island, Prince Edward Island, and they are recalled by Anne, who is now Mrs. Blythe, recalls the strange and amusing tales she heard in her youth. These stories of love, revenge, hate, jealousy, each with a final ironic twist, conjure up all the drama and comedy of life in the villages and country houses surrounding the Blythe home in Avonlea. So that's called The Road to Yesterday. So let me know if you've read that one. I wasn't even aware it existed. So when I saw it in the charity shop, I was really happy. The other one I've got to read is Where the Crawl Dogs Sing by Delia Owens. I've heard lots of good things about this. I've had it on my bookcase for a while. I just haven't got around to reading it yet. So that will be the next one. And then the other book that I actually ordered this at the same time as the Miss Austen one is, this one's called The Five. It's The Untold Lives of the Women Killed by Jack the Ripper, and it's by Hallie Rubenhold. This is a non-fiction, a new non-fiction book, and I really liked the idea of it. It, basically saying that, well, I'll read you. It says, Polly, Anne, Elizabeth, Catherine and Mary Jane are famous for the same thing. Though they never met, they came from Fleet Street, Knightsbridge, Wolverhampton, Sweden and Wales. They wrote ballads, ran coffee houses, lived on country estates. They breathed ink dust from printing presses and escaped people traffickers. What they had in common was the year of their murders, 1888. Their murderer was never identified, but the name created for him by the press has become more famous than any of these women. Now, in this devastating narrative of 5 lives, historian Hallie Rubenhold finally sets the record straight and gives these women back their voices. I just think that's an amazing idea, to give these women that really only, their names are only ever associated with Jack the Ripper, like, their lives. So, yeah, so it's a book all about who they were, what they did, in 1888, and well, before 1888. So I'm really excited to read that. And that is everything. So I will try and podcast more regularly now that I'm home. And yeah, I'm slowly starting to crochet a bit more. So like I said, I hope you're all well and staying safe, and I will see you all in a couple of weeks. Take care. Bye.